Hey, my fellow anglers and outdoor enthusiasts, your friendly fishing expert is back with another crucial forecast. And today we're diving deep into what October 6th, 2025 holds for us across the magnificent waters of Canada. Now friends, this day is shaping up to be a real head-scratcher and a potential trophy taker all at once. We're seeing some truly unusual weather patterns, with pockets of unseasonably warm air across certain regions, while others are getting that classic autumn chill and even some rain. But don't you worry, because the fish, they know winter is coming, and that means one thing for us: a serious feeding frenzy. Let's talk tactics for some of Canada's most beloved species, because knowing where to cast your line is half the battle, right? First up, the mighty walleye. With the water temperatures in transition, our walleye friends are going to be making some moves. In the early morning, especially in those warmer regions, you might find them in shallower waters, soaking up any residual warmth. But as the day progresses, and with the general cooling trend for early October, they'll likely head a bit deeper, staging around big structures, rocky points, and shoreline weed beds where baitfish gather. My little secret for walleye: dusk is prime time. They become much more active just before nightfall. For tackle, I'd recommend trolling crankbaits or using jigs tipped with live minnows. Keep your retrieves slow and steady, especially if you're targeting those deeper fish. Pay attention to those transitions where shallow water suddenly drops off into deeper areas. Next, let's talk about the aggressive northern pike. These toothy predators become incredibly active in the cooler fall waters. You'll want to target areas with fresh green vegetation, not the browning dying weeds, as these still hold oxygen and baitfish. Also focus on nearshore structures where they can ambush prey. To entice a strike, use large or even regular base-sized spinners, flashy swim baits, or dead bait such as minnows. Remember, pike are often sight hunters, but the vibration from a spinner in slightly turbid water can be irresistible. And for all you bass lovers, the smallmouth bass is still very much in play. They remain active in the early fall, especially if we have those unseasonably warm temperatures in your area, and they'll be feasting heavily before the real cold sets in. Look for them in rocky areas around cooler, clear waters and near drop-offs. If the shallows are still holding warmth, they'll be there, but they won't shy away from deeper rock piles. Jigs, crankbaits and soft plastics can be deadly. Focus on vertical presentations if they're holding deep, or twitch and pause retrieves if they're shallower and looking for a slower meal. Finally, let's not forget the magnificent lake trout. As the water temperatures continue to drop, these powerful fish become much more active and aggressive. While their primary habitat is deeper, cold, well-oxygenated lakes, in the fall they'll venture closer to shorelines, especially near shoals and rocky points, seeking out those abundant baitfish schools. Vertical jigging with heavy spoons or using downriggers with large swim baits or spoons are excellent techniques. Always keep an eye on your sonar for schools of baitfish, because where there's bait, the lake trout won't be far behind. Now, for the conditions that make all this possible, let's break down the analysis. Weather. October 6th, 2025 presents a fascinating picture across Canada. We're seeing some unseasonably warm conditions in places like Toronto, where daytime highs could reach up to 27 degrees Celsius, and Montreal, with highs of around 25 degrees Celsius. However, other regions like Winnipeg are expecting cooler temperatures around 11 degrees Celsius with a 60% chance of lingering showers. Generally, early October typically sees average temperatures between 9 and 15 degrees Celsius, so these warm pockets are notable. Atmospheric pressure, on average, should be relatively stable or slowly rising after any earlier scattered showers, which tends to keep fish in a more consistent feeding pattern. Wind will generally be light to moderate breezes across many areas. This is often ideal as it breaks up the water surface and can stimulate fish activity without making boat control a nightmare. Precipitation is a mixed bag. Some areas will enjoy clear skies, while Montreal might see a 60% chance of showers at night, and Winnipeg has a chance of showers throughout the day. Remember, rain can affect water temperature and clarity, so adjust your tactics if your local waters become turbid. Water temperature. Across much of Canada, water temperatures are firmly in the fall transition zone, averaging around 10 to 16 degrees Celsius, or 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooling trend is the primary driver for increased fish activity. We are also well into the fall turnover, a process where the lake water mixes, making fish more evenly distributed throughout the water column and increasing their activity as they prepare for colder months. Interestingly, fish will often seek out warmer, shallower water in the fall, particularly when temperatures drop below 21 degrees Celsius, because it speeds up their metabolism, allowing them to digest food quicker and continue feeding. Moon phase. My friends, October 6th, 2025, graces us with a powerful full moon. It's the famous hunter's moon, nearly 99% illuminated. Many experienced anglers, myself included, swear by the moon's influence. A full moon is often considered a favorable time for fishing, especially during periods of moonrise and moonset. The increased moonlight can extend those feeding windows, particularly for nocturnal feeders, giving us a longer opportunity to land a lunker. Overall fish activity. The general biological activity of fish across Canada for this day is a resounding feeding frenzy. Fish instinctively know winter is on its way, and they need to pack on calories. This means they will be actively foraging, making them more susceptible to our presentations. Baitfish schools are plentiful and dense, providing an all-you-can-eat buffet for the larger game fish we're after. So, while some species might be a bit capricious due to the regional weather variations, overall, we're looking at a day of aggressive, active fish. My clear assessment for October 6th is a eat good to excellent, i.e. bite overall, but potentially be capricious. In specific regions experiencing showers, the combination of cooling water, active fall turnover, and the full moon's influence should keep fish highly engaged, especially during peak feeding windows, but localized rain could make them a bit pickier. So get out there, my friends. I wish you all tight lines and ni kvosta, ni cheshuyi. May your nets be heavy and your spirits high. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more tips, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single cast. And tell me in the comments below, what are your go-to fall baits and what kind of fish are you hoping to tangle with this October 6th? Share your experiences, friends. I love hearing from you.